Right, welcome along to the Third Man Cricket Show as we build up to match number 36, 32 of IPL's second leg today. It's the Punjab Kings taking on the Rajasthan Royals. It's going to be a really interesting encounter because it's always a great game when these two sides square off. I have with me Mohit and Sachit, and my name is Nikhil Patwardhan. I am your host for today. Right off with Mohit. Mohit, what do you think about Punjab's start in the first leg, and what do you make of the season?
First of all, thank you so much, Nikhil, for such great welcome. And starting off with Punjab about its first leg in the 2021 IPL. So yes, there were lot of ups and downs in the season. Lot of injuries and uh, middle order struggles and openers contribution. But yes, after a 5 or 6 month break, we are back again, stronger than the first leg. And yes, great to be back.
Right. And to ask Sachit the same question, but about the Rajasthan Royals. What do you think? How did they perform in the first leg of the IPL?
I think Rajasthan gave us a lot of glimpses of hope. I think most of the matches that they lost were also close, except the one against RCB. So I feel that the team is currently really balanced and they've really done well so far. And I feel that they will continue that momentum. And now that Mumbai Indians lost, I think RR have a better chance of qualifying because they're just one win away from getting close to Mumbai and almost beating them if they win. If they win this match convincingly, they will almost be able to come to fourth place and push Mumbai Indians down. So yes, of course, there's a lot of hope this match and as well as the entire second leg coming up. So I'm just hopeful at the moment.
Right. So both the representatives looking really confident about their sides. These both sides are on the same page as if we talk about the points table. It's just the difference about the net run rate. Each of them have won three and lost five. So yes, as Sachit clearly mentioned that this could be the chance to pip MI for that fourth place, and it is going to be a hard fight for that fourth spot, especially, and we could say that for the third spot as well. So going forward, right straight away, I'll ask Mohit. Going forward, what do you think is should be the overseas combination for today for the Punjab Kings? Because there is a lot of talk around. You've got really good replacements as well. So what is it going to be from your side?
It was very good. Riley Meredith and the other guy which we had, Jai Richardson. Uh, we bought them at a slightly high price, and they were not performing as comparison to the price paid. So yes, we had a few good replacements. We got Adil Rashid in replacement. We got Aiden Markram. We got Nathan Ellis. We saw in the first T20 what he did. So yes, starting off with my first four, I'll go with the Chris Gale, who is the birthday boy. I'll go with Nicky P. I think the management will give a few chances to Nicky P. Uh, Two to three chances will be given to Puran. Then my team will have Adil, Ellis and Fabian Allen. Fabian Allen at number 7 and Ellis in the bowling lineup.
Like, looks like a really great overseas pair, but coming to Sachit, Sachit, you have missed a lot of players. The Rajasthan Royals have been haunted for injuries like anything. The marquee three English players are not available. But to be fair, they've got really decent replacements. What do you think about form and everything? So what's your overseas combination going to be?
I think Rajasthan are pretty much used to that now. They've been receiving blows ever since the beginning of this series. But my overseas pair right now, I think I would go with Liam Livingstone, Tabriz Shamsi, Mustafizur Rahman, and Chris Morris. I think that's the pair that has worked so far. The only replacement would be Liam Livingstone in place of Josh Butler. But the team looks pretty strong from there on. Yes, we'll be missing a batsman, but I think that maybe bringing in an Indian batsman ahead of somebody like David Miller or Evan Lewis would be a better idea right now, because Evan Lewis, yes, he has been playing well. He's done well in the CPL, but you can't take CPL as a criteria for selection in IPL, because the standard is much higher over here. There he's used to the conditions, he's used to the grounds, he's got more responsibility, and that probably helped him play well over there. But the role is completely different over here, so you can't take that into consideration while picking a team for the IPL. So I feel that maybe going in with an extra bowler, or maybe going in with an Indian batsman instead of an overseas one would be a much better idea for a much better idea for Rajasthan compared to going with Evan Lewis.
Actually, I got a sigh of relief when he didn't spoke of Evan Lewis.
Interesting, the banters have begun. But interesting in the comment section we received that Chris Jordan is in quarantine, so he will not be up for selection today. So how does it change, Mohit, the combination? Because Chris Jordan, yes, he hasn't been that good as a player, but he gives you that slot at number 8 where he can bowl 4 overs. He can do the death as well, and still go out there and try to just hit balls well. So how does it change the combination for the Punjab Kings with Chris Jordan missing?
For me, it changed. It changed in a way like if Jordan would have been in the 11, so we would see four overseas, not four overseas, but four West Indian in the 11. So yes, we will definitely miss Chris Jordan, but no worries. We have Nathan Ellis in replacement also. So finger crossed.
Sachit, as you rightly mentioned, that our CPL form is shouldn't be considered here, but it's likely that Evan Lewis and Liam Livingstone both will play today, and we've observed in the Dubai pitch that the ball is not really coming on nicely. It's not a flat deck. Yes, there's slight movement for the fast bowlers, but the ball is slightly stopping. So these guys are hard hitters. Even Sanju Samson, these are hard hitters of the ball. They are stroke makers. So, what do you think? How do you think they'll fare? Because if the ball stops and they are through with the shot, it's going to be difficult for them to score runs.
I think Rajasthan has been pretty much used to this as well, because they played a lot of their matches in Mumbai, and if I'm not wrong, I think they played in Delhi and Mumbai. But even in the first leg, they were used to this kind of pitches, and they were used to the ball stopping and not coming onto the bat, and they still survived, and they still played a very good first leg. So I feel that won't trouble them much in this second leg as well. And I feel that Sanju Samson, with the kind of experience he has, with the kind of experience that Morris has, it's not going to be much of a problem for the batsman to adapt. The only thing I'm concerned about is Liam Livingstone, because he lacks experience. He hasn't played in Dubai as much as probably the other batsmen of RR have. So that's the only concern. Apart from that, I feel that all the other batsmen will be able to adapt and play well enough, because I think that even Riyan Parag has experience over there, because they played the last season, the entire season last year over there. So, it's not going to be much of a problem because of the experience that they have. The only problem would be Liam Livingstone. But apart from that, if he manages to adapt well enough, then I feel that there won't be any issue for Rajasthan batting.
Yes, and another comment is that Ishan Poril has got the cap for the Punjab Kings. So he'll accompany Mohammad Shami as we think, and even Arshdeep Singh. So it's an interesting question for both of you, that we've seen Punjab Kings and Rajasthan Royals being a very top heavy side for a long time now, and the middle order has faltered for a bit it lacks experience or it lacks runs. So how can the teams maneuver around the middle order? Because yes, they have really great batsmen in the top three, top four, but when it comes to the middle order and the lower middle order, there is a certain crisis. So how can they overcome this one? First with
I think
Mohit.
the first thing Punjab would do is drop Nicholas Puran. That would be crisis averted right there.
We would have dropped him, but he's coming from CPL and he is among the top six run getters from there. So definitely we'll be backing him. And talking about the middle order, I guess yes, we were short of runs in the first leg, but we had Deepak Huda and Shah Rukh Khan, and also Nikki P coming in form again. So I guess there will be no more shortage of runs in the middle order, and also with Rahul back in the squad as just before the first leg he was admitted in the hospital. So with having back him in the squad, I think we are more than happier.
Mohit, is it so that the top three of the Punjab Kings need to score a lot of runs to just cover up, because there's not quite the reliability factor after of someone like Nicholas Puran or at number five, number six. So is there a lot of pressure on KL Rahul as the captain and Mayank Agarwal as his deputy to score runs?
Just to add to your question, I have a stat ready with me, which says that in Punjab's team, openers have contributed for more than 50% of the total runs in past 3 years, which is highest for any side. So
Are you saying that's a
yes,
strength or a
yes,
weakness?
Can be both. Can be
uh,
both.
yeah, can be both. But yes, he would be under pressure as such. But yes, they would be expecting middle order to fire a bit more for sure.
Yes, Kaustubh mentions that PBKS seems to be doing the graduation ceremony. Everyone is receiving caps. So it's Mohit. It's going to be an interesting 11 to see after the toss. Coming to Sachit, what do you think about Sanju Samson's form? Because it's been highlighted over and over again that he starts off brilliantly as he did against the Punjab Kings itself. That dazzling century. Yes, he couldn't take his side over, but it was a magnificent innings. So, what do you think should be his mindset? Because we've seen him change his game for a little bit, to score more runs or to be on the wicket for a while. But Sanju Samson's reliability factor needs to increase as he's now the captain. He has a lot of responsibility with Josh Butler, Ben Stokes missing. So, what do you think? In what mindset will he be? And will there be any change in his game plan as a batsman?
I don't see any change because honestly, this season has been a massive improvement. Until this season, Sanju Samson always had that problem of starting big and then not able to convert most of his starts into big scores. But this season, he's a completely changed player. I feel that he's been very consistent throughout. He's taken that responsibility really well. He's taken that responsibility head on, and he's played extremely well throughout this season. We saw that in the first match he scored a century, and then a couple of matches, yes, he did struggle, but after that, the next five matches, he was at least able to get 40 runs in every match. So, with that kind of average, I feel that he's doing a good job. He's playing his role well, and he's supporting the entire middle order that follow him because we can see David Miller playing really well and Chris Morris playing well, and even Rian Parag contributing down the order. When Sanju Samson just established a base for them to play from there on. So I feel that he's done a very good job so far, and I hope that he continues the same way because if he gets at least 40 runs, then I think that would be massive for Rajasthan in every game because that's what he's been doing so far. So if he does that, then I feel the middle order will have a lot more confidence to work with, and they'll get much more runs with this confidence. So I feel that Sanju Samson is doing a good job, and there's nothing to worry about his batting.
Just to
Right.
just to add here, I think, like in finance and stock market field, they say the trend is your friend. So, following the trend in 2019, Punjab won both the games. In 2020, Rajasthan won both the games, and in 2021, again Punjab has won the first game. So,
There's a change of
we
venue and Rahul Tewatia is back in UAE, so I don't know if the trend will continue.
So, Sachin, another, I guess, a slight issue for you guys is that we are most probably thinking that Evan Lewis and Liam Livingstone both will play. Chris Morris plays because is most probably the leader of the pack, that young fast bowling group. If these are the three overseas playing, then do you fit in a David Miller in the middle order, because there's a lot of youth, or there's a lack of reliability factor, or do you go with the current number one T20 bowler in Tabraiz Shamsi? So that's the choice they need to make if they are playing Evan Lewis and Liam Livingstone both. So, what do you think they need to strengthen, the middle order issues, or the bowling?
I think they would have to focus in the bowling department because they've already got two quality batsmen along with Sanju Samson, and they'll probably pick Yashasvi Jaiswal as the opener. So I feel that they have their batting pretty much sorted. They'll have to focus on their bowling. So I feel that Tabraiz Shamsi would be a good idea, but I feel that if they're going 100% with Evan Lewis, then Tabraiz Shamsi will sit out for me. I would rather go with Mustafizur Rahman because they lack pace bowlers. If Tabraiz Shamsi plays, they'll have to get Jaydev Unadkat into the side, which is a gamble. So I feel that the best option would be to pick Mustafizur Rahman and sit Tabraiz Shamsi out of this one. And if Mustafizur doesn't perform well, then obviously they have enough matches to bring Tabraiz Shamsi and groom him into their lead bowler, rather than going with three overseas batsmen, which is too risky because then you'll have to depend on inexperienced fast bowlers and inexperienced bowling lineup, which is never a good idea, especially against Punjab Kings, who are extremely reliant on their top order, and the top order is extremely consistent as well. So the best idea would be to go with a bowler rather than a batsman.
Right, and also to mention, there's an interesting Dream 11 contest, as you can see the link on your screens. But the Third Man Cricket Show has organized a Dream 11 contest for this game as well. So go out there, try and make the 11 and crack the code. It will be interesting to see who the vice captain and captain will be for the Dream 11 side for everyone. It's almost time for the game. So you can just hurry and make the teams. So Mohit, coming to you, KL Rahul's strike rate has been talked of for a while now. The skipper is taking the responsibility, scoring a lot of runs, but somehow everyone feels that he's not the KL Rahul of 2018, who just comes out there and smashes opponents. So, what do you think about this conservative approach? And do you think it's an issue, or it's a definitive game plan that KL Rahul will hold one end and let someone like Mayank Agarwal or Chris Gale flower in his shadow?
I actually don't see this like an issue, but yes, they can be a game plan to Mayank Agarwal and Gale and Puran to play some fearless cricket, and Rahul like saving one end. Uh, yes, definitely not an issue, but can be a game plan.
And I guess, Mohit, you have gone wrong with your prediction, because the news is coming in that Aiden Markram has got his cap. So it will be interesting to see that who is he going to replace in that 11. But he's an interesting player, isn't he? Aiden Markram wasn't even in contention for the start of the auction, and then he's been brought in as a replacement. We are seeing that Adil Rashid is also getting his cap, so it's more likely that Nicholas Pooran will sit out, maybe, or it's not confirmed yet. But Chris Gale will play, Aiden Markram will play, Adil Rashid will play. So maybe Nicholas Pooran can be the fourth one. So what do you think Aiden Markram will think? Because And what will you think is his approach? Because he's not going to get into the top three because it's sealed. So even if he gets an opportunity, he's batting at 4. So what do you think he can bring to the table?
Uh, Actually, Aiden Magram had a good series recently against Sri Lanka. So yes, he can't be fitted into the top three, but yes, I'm pretty sure that he can give some stability and the fireworks at the end for the team.
I say he brings a free wicket to the table.
Sorry,
I say he brings a free
free.
wicket to the table.
He's
By,
really
by the
looking.
by the way, just to add did you know kind of a fact? Among the 8 teams in the IPL, this team is the only team which do not have any representation in the Indian squad for the upcoming T20 World Cup. Can you name this
Rajasthan
team?
Royals.
Ah,
You're
Oh
right.
kind of.
man, that was a nice one. That was a nice one, Mohit. You have to give credit to him. But coming to the uncapped players, Sachin, do you think there's a lot of confidence in these young kids because they don't have a kind of a baggage, and but 2-3 people in them have a point to prove, just like Sanju Samson, the skipper, or Rahul Tewatia, who we saw was included in the squad against England, but then was just looked over. So and also Chetan Sakaria, who is a very bright prospect for Indian team. So yes, these are unexperienced guys, but can this unexperience work in favor of them because they are not playing with any baggage? They're just going out there and expressing themselves.
Well, so far it has. Sanju Samson is one of the leading run scorers in the IPL, and Chetan Sakaria has been one of the leading wicket takers for Rajasthan. So far it has worked, and I hope that it continues. This young team has really done a brilliant job. Yeah, you can't consider Rahul Tewatia young, honestly, at this point. But yeah, he's done well too, and the return of the king to UAE right now because Rahul Tewatia has an extraordinary record in UAE. So obviously, especially in Sharjah, but we're not going there right now. But with Rahul Tewatia's record in UAE, obviously he's going to be able to capitalize on several opportunities and give Rajasthan a much better chance in this IPL. And Chetan Sakaria has done really well so far, and I hope that he continues the same way because he's honestly proven to be a threat for the opponents. And Sanju Samson, brilliant as a captain, brilliant as a batsman. So far, we haven't seen anything disappointing from him, and I hope he continues to do that as well. So honestly, so far there's nothing to be worried about, especially on the youngsters of Rajasthan Royals. They've all performed well without even when they're lacking experience. And when they do need some experience, Chris Morris comes in and he's done a brilliant job. So honestly, Rajasthan right now, I don't see any issues with their youngsters or their experienced foreign players.
And these two franchises have had cracker of games, right? The past games. One, they see a chase of 224 being successful, where everyone thought that it won't be. Sorry, I'm rubbing salt into the wounds of Mohit, but it has to be a mention when RR face the Punjab Kings, because Rahul Tewatia just played a brilliant innings in Sharjah. And this year, Sanju Samson played that kind of innings, but he ended up on the losing side. So seeing the Dubai conditions today, because we saw in the CSK MI game that when CSK came out to bat, the wicket wasn't there wasn't much for the fast bowler. It was swinging a little bit, but still they were 7 for 3 in the first 3 overs, virtually 7 for 4 because Ambati Raidu also went away. So, what do you think? What do you expect from the pitch of Dubai? Will it be a sluggish kind of surface, or do you think it will be a flat deck where people will score a lot of runs? First point.
So the average first inning score, as I have got to know over the 34 IPL matches in Dubai, is 166, with pacers picking more than double the wickets claimed by spinners. So yes, I guess 170, 75 odd runs would be better. And seeing the number of power hitters in both the side, definitely and cracker of an encounter coming away for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. Just a word for Sachit on someone like has been quite in the talks in Riyan Parag. We've many people have talked about his talent, but just hasn't quite delivered for the Rajasthan Royals. They've showed interestingly a lot of faith in him because he was playing ahead of the he was the front runner in the terms of youngsters. So, what do you think that is it time for Riyan Parag to just assess that yes, I've played 1 or 2 years of IPL now. Either I can be a very good start and focus on me being a very good batsman or me being a very good bowler because no, he's quite in the middle waters right now. So, Sajid, what do you think about him as a player and what does he bring to the plate this year?
I think Riyan Parag was used as a bowler only because Rajasthan didn't have enough all-rounders who could bowl. Yes, the spinner is a kind of a problem because you have to pick Rahul Tewatia. You don't have an option, but bringing in Shreyas Gopal is always a risk because that crowds it up. That has too many spinners in the team. So that was the only reason probably why Riyan Parag was bowling. So I feel that if you're talking about Riyan Parag's decision, he should probably focus on his batting at the moment because we know that Rajasthan will anyway depend on him in terms of in terms of batting, especially in the death overs. So he's gonna have to step up and bat instead of focusing on bowling right now because they have the bowling covered at the moment because with the inclusion of Tabriya Shamsi, I feel that their spin department is pretty much taken care of. So I think Rahul Tewatia now, Riyan Parag now will have to focus on his batting and get as many runs as possible. The only problem that he has honestly at this point is that he's batting too low down the order. His responsibility is completely in the death overs where he has to just go for hitting and not take his time to settle. But unfortunately, you can't help that now with the inclusion of Evan Lewis and Liam Livingstone. You know who is going to open among them. So whoever does, the batsman batting at number 4 will obviously push Riyan Parag down the order. So yes, you can't help the position that he's at, but if he does, if he does get that number 5 position, if he understands how he has to bat in that number 5 position, I feel that he's going to be a massive prospect for Rajasthan, and he's always proved. I mean, he's already proved himself. So I hope that he gets back to that form that he was in last year. He won a couple of games for Rajasthan, and I hope he does that again.
Yes, so we are getting
And
closer
we
and
hope
closer.
we don't see much
Yes.
of a Pihu dance today.
I couldn't get you.
He said he
We hope
we
that
they
we don't see the Pihu dance today.
So right, we're inching closer to the toss. Just two minutes to go. So gentlemen, I need your predictions for win the toss and what should the captains do? Mohit,
Bat first.
Sachit.
I feel the same because Chennai won the match batting first in Dubai, so obviously that would be a much better option.
And it will be an interesting call because the captains weren't quite sure both the games. I guess Pollard and Morgan both expressed that they were 50-50 on batting and bowling because it's difficult to straight away there's a change in conditions and then you need to assess the wicket on that day because these are again drop-in pitches, so you cannot quite predict on the based of conditions. So it'll be interesting, but we've the last two games we've seen that there has been a lot of conundrum going on, the Chennai collapse or RCB collapse. We haven't quite seen a close game yet. So do you guys think this will be the one where it will go down the wire? Absolutely.
Exactly, because we have the two teams among the top three which have hit the most sixes in the season so far, and both are struggling for runs. Both are looking for the points in the points table. So yes, definitely a close game and a deep game coming today, definitely.
Well, first of all,
Yeah.
I feel that the name of El Clasico needs to be shifted from MICSK to RR and Punjab Kings, because these are the more thrilling matches at this moment. So,
Exactly, and make it IPL Clasico.
so
Absolutely.
looking at the trend, looking at how these matches have gone down so far, I feel that yes, this is going to be a very thrilling match, and I hope RR holds its end and wins this. But let's see what happens.
Right. Interestingly, again, Mohit, your prediction has gone wrong. Punjab Kings have won the toss and they've chosen to bowl first. As we saw the news, they have three debutants, and Ishan Porel, Adil Rashid, and Aiden Markram. But I had to ask you about a youngster who has performed really well for you guys, who is Arshdeep Singh, the left arm medium pace bowler. He's hold his nerve in the tough situations. I haven't got a confirmation that he's playing in the 11 today. But what do you think? What do you think he has been the key for the Punjab Kings?
Absolutely, like the way he has bowled uh, in the starting overs, in the death overs, like we are seeing from past 2 years. Absolutely, we think and we have seen it that he is growing, and uh, not sure whether he has been picked or not, but yes, definitely an asset for the team.
Well, again, we have a big news coming. The birthday boy is not playing, I guess, because it's not confirmed yet. But the birthday boy has been missed out. Chris Gale today. This is a shocker again. We don't want to go in that phase because in the last year, this was exactly the situation for the Punjab Kings, that everyone was guessing that where is Chris Gale, where is Chris Gale, and the moment he comes in, they win five on the trot. So Mohit, it's an interesting one for you. No Gale. We were expecting a Gale storm on his birthday, and he would have gone hard at them. But what are your thoughts? What initial thoughts, both of you, with no Chris Gale?
I'm
Uh,
honestly very happy that he's missing out, because he was the biggest risk. That's we're playing at a massive ground. It's a much bigger ground in terms of all the UAE grounds. This is the biggest, I feel. So obviously, Punjab not going with him is a massive plus point for us. But it's a huge disrespect to the universe boss. You don't disrespect the universe boss. That is uh, disrespectful, especially on his birthday. I mean, you cannot do that. So next year, I feel that if he continues to play, then I'm pretty sure Punjab is not going to retain him, and he's going to go to another side. And you don't give away the universe boss like this. It's just extremely disrespectful, and I really wish they hadn't done that. But it's a plus point for us right now. So I'm just happy for RR. But in terms of Punjab's management, I don't think they've done a good job. Dropping Chris Gale, especially on a big ground where he's probably one of the only people who can clear it, because this is a massive ground. This is all it's difficult to hit sixes over here, and it needs a lot of timing and power. You can't just hit sixes like the way people do in Sharjah. They hit sixes off the bottom. You can't do that here. Here you need to middle it. You need to time it right for it to go all the way. So Chris Gale is the one who could do that, and dropping him, well, I don't know how it's gonna go down, but yes, it's disrespectful, and I hope they hadn't done that.
Mohit, your one prediction is right, that they have back Nicholas Puran. So you can be happy about that. But I don't think
I
you will
was
be,
I
you will
was
be happy
thinking
about
my
That's
Chris
not
Gale.
for
predictions
them.
for Rajasthan are going right and for Punjab are going wrong. So this is what we are, a team full of surprises, right?
Absolutely, a big surprise. This Chris Gale, we thought that he's almost sealed that number three position for them. But interestingly, I guess they've mentioned that if he fits in the combination, then and only then he's going to feature in the 11. They had made it clear last year. But yes, as Sachit said, it's a big disrespect for Chris Gale, because I think he's a genuine match winner in T20 cricket. So you just cannot give the reason of combination for benching such a superstar. Such a coming
What
to you,
what I
interesting
think
combination.
is
Yes, yes. Go ahead,
what
Mohit.
I think is that they have gone with Markram over Gale, following their recent form. Markram had a good series against England. Gale had a bad, not like below average kind of a series in CPL, where he averaged only 18 and top scored 42. So yes, let's see.
Yes, absolutely. Such an interesting foe. We always thought that Evan Lewis and Livingston will play. They've gone with Fizz and I guess it is Morris who is playing. So what do you make of that decision?
Well, at least I predicted this one right. Morris, they've gone with Fizz ahead of Tabriyar Shamsi, as I said. But it's a right decision, I feel, because they need pace bowlers in Dubai. The pace bowlers are the ones that worked. Yes, last match was slightly different because Varun Chakravarti did a brilliant job. But apart from that, I feel that looking at Bravo and the way he played in the CSK MI match, and you see that Bravo and Fizz are pretty similar bowlers. They both take the pace off the ball to confuse batsmen. So I feel that it's a good decision to go with Mustafizur at the moment because he's also been bowling really well and he's also contributed to RR's success so far. So that's a good decision. But the only thing I'm concerned is that if they go with Evan Lewis is the opener, they're wasting Livingston as a number 4 batsman. I feel that if they're trying to go with a good combination, the best thing would be to send Evan Lewis and Liam Livingstone both up the order and bring an Indian batsman down the order at number 4, maybe Riyan Parag, and then bring in somebody like Manan Vora or somebody down the order that would help them instead of pushing Liam Livingstone down the order, because that would waste Livingston's talents. He's been playing well wherever he's gone. Wherever England has gone, he's done a brilliant job. So obviously, I think they haven't made use of Livingston well, and I hope that they do this match. I hope that Lewis and Livingston both open. That would be a destructive opening combination, and also, not waste either of the batsmen's talent.
Yes,
How
absolutely. That
how
that,
about
that can be an
Sachin?
excellent.
How about
Yes,
Livingston
yes.
coming at 6, 7, or 8 to hit a few sixes at the death overs?
Well, that would be beneficial for Punjab, honestly, because you're wasting Livingston's talent.
And
If
we
you bring
want
him at
that
7-8, that means that Chris Morris will be batting above him. And I think no team in their sane mind would do that,
because we are very very feared of Lewis and Livingston and for that matter Samson
especially
also
them opening,
because
especially them together.
exactly.
Right. We are nearing to the closure of the show. So I guess I don't have to predict the win or the loss because we are clearly seeing that who is supporting the teams. So just for a formality, such a I don't know who you are going to predict as you think who is going to win. So who it is? Your prediction.
Obviously, Rajasthan. Punjab hasn't made good decisions in terms of team selection as well, and I think Rajasthan has outsmarted them there. And obviously, because I'm an RR fan, I would obviously want RR to win, and RR I think has the edge in this game as well. So definitely, Rajasthan Royals is going to win this one.
Yes, we were thinking about Evan Lewis and Livingston opening, but it clearly shows that they've played Yashasvi Jaiswal. So either of Livingston or Evan Lewis are going to open. But interestingly, Livingston does not quite open in the England side. When you see, we've seen him for a few games, but he's batted in the middle order because it's the top order is jam packed in both the limited overs formats. So it will be interesting to see how Livingston goes. Mohit, your predictions for the win or the loss for the Punjab
Yeah,
Kings?
Punjab is winning for sure, no doubt.
So
But I have a question for Sachit. Like
yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
uh, tell this honestly. Do you see your team qualifying for the playoffs?
Uh, I feel, yeah, probably,
Shots
because
fired.
if RCB comes back to their form, that it looks like they have come back to their original form. If they get back to that, then I feel RR have a clear-cut chance of making it to the playoffs. But we'll see. It all depends on Virat Kohli and his men. Because Mumbai will bounce back, we know that for sure. They are strong enough to bounce back from there on. So the only weak link in the top 4 is RCB, and if if they do not, capitalize on the start that they've gotten in the first leg, then RR have a clear-cut chance. If not, yeah, maybe not, because I don't think RR is going to end up winning all their matches from here on, which they'll need to do to qualify. So, if I'm being completely honest, yes, it depends on RCB. But yeah, I think RR have a chance slightly right now. Looking at RCB coming back to their original form, I feel that many more of those 49s and 78s and 93s are going to come up. So if that happens, then RR have a clear-cut chance.
Right. So it was really great chatting to you guys, Mohit, Sachit. Thank you for your time. We are slightly overboard. We will see who is going to get the supremacy today. It's moments away now for the Punjab Kings versus the Rajasthan Royals. But we will be back with watch along at 9:15 on the Third Man Cricket Show YouTube channel and the post match show after the game is over. It will be really interesting to see your opinions after the match. So let's see whose predictions are going to be true. It was great having the chat. So we are signing off from here at the Third Man Cricket Show. This is your host Nikhil Patwardhan signing off.